Hello all. Allow us, you, me, well, me and who is ever watching this, to discuss TNA. Yes, I know, everyone will go, but you gave up on TNA. You don't talk about TNA. And then you always come back, maybe once a year, and you bitch about TNA. I usually have reasons. I have a very good reason this time. You know, if you follow me on Twitter, you've probably seen me talk a little bit about TNA. You've seen that I've watched, I think, two of the last three shows I've watched. Didn't like either of them. Thought both of them, well, I'd say two of the last four. I didn't watch Thursday's show. It was my birthday. Sorry, had better things to do. Um, the but I watched, was not impressed, which is sad because there's people on that roster I should like to watch, and I do like to watch, and I have, and I really enjoy. Yet I can't watch the show because I don't enjoy the show because it's the same crap over and over again. The same stale storylines over and over again. It's the same stale, roster over and over and over again. It is. It just is. And of course, then we had the rumors starting to spread that TNA is not in the best of trouble or in the best of places. Um, Part of that apparently has to do with going on the road. It's cost them money. They're not drawing like they thought when they would go on the road and tape these TV shows. And they can't go back to the Impact Zone because the Impact Zone is not there anymore, and has been totally changed. They're kind of in a rock and a hard place there, and so they've started to release talent. They've started to ask their um, office people to restructure their contracts. All sorts of stuff like this. Um, D'Lo Brown was let go because of that. Bruce Pritchard was let go because of that. Um, I think those are the only two. As expected, more people will probably be let go at some point. You've had talent, though not talent really making a lot of money, but talent being let go. And it just it started this groundswell of, okay, what's going on? What's going on TNA? Is this finally it? And people always make this mistake when this happens, when we go down this path, that I must be doing a jig somewhere because I want to see TNA, go out of business. That I hate TNA that much. Nope. Don't like TNA, but I don't, you know, I can't say I don't want them to go out of business. I can't tell you that I don't care if they go out of business, and that's probably even worse because I don't. I just don't care, and it's sad because, like I said, there are people in that company that I like to watch. There's people in that company that I find entertaining. There's people in that company that I truly feel are great wrestlers, and I want to watch wrestle, and I don't because they wrestle in that company because they truly don't give two flying fucks about that company. Um, so that's where I come from. So when people always say, "Oh, I must want to see the company die," nope, don't want to see it die. Not necessarily, but I don't really care if it dies either. And that's probably worse because I have no feeling either way. Um, I don't want to see guys out of business. I don't want the WWE to be the only game in town. Ring of Honor is not in any type of shape to take a number two spot. New Japan doesn't seem they're even if they get a presence in this country, it's probably still 5 years away, I would say, realistically. Um, so if that's their goal, which who knows, but there we go, and it's sad. It is. And then we had this whole, Dixie Carter got on Twitter, said, ask questions. People ask questions. Yes, they were stupid. Yes, they were sexist. Yes, they were out of line. All that stuff. Some people did ask some good questions, and then she had her response to the Ask TNA stuff, and to that, I call bullshit. She said that there wasn't any problems in TNA, but they were letting people go because you need to bring in new blood. Okay, where's the new blood? We haven't had any new blood in TNA since, realistically, and when I mean new blood, I mean someone that people saw, that TNA signed, that people were generally excited about. I, I guess you could say Rampage and John Jones, but I mean really, uh, that's what that's not Jones, John Jones, not Jones, King Mo. Um, in King Mo. But, you know, I guess you could say maybe people are excited about that, but we haven't seen him wrestle. We haven't seen him do anything yet. But since Nigel McGuinness, he was the last one. It's sad. You've got all of these guys in the indies who they haven't signed. And Nigel McGuinness was a guy who the WWE passed on before they signed him. They should have signed him at least a year before. They should have done the same thing with Daniel Bryan. They should have done the same thing with all of these guys who WWE now has nicely wrapped up in FCW and or NXT, I should say. And you know, TNA is never going to see those people. They should be rating Ring of Honor, and they don't. And I don't get why. I don't understand it. I don't understand why one of their better wrestlers over the years is now wrestling in Japan instead of in their company. I don't understand why. You know, I don't even understand the whole New Japan deal. I don't understand how they missed on Okada that bad, where you brought New Japan sent him over here, you turned him into a Kato ripoff from the Green Hornet, and then and apparently that went over so well that we haven't seen a single New Japan guy back in TNA, and New Japan guys are now wrestling on Ring of Honor shows and NWA shows. And when I say New Japan guys, I'm not talking about the US guys. I'm talking about the fact that NWA is going to have Tenzan and Kojima on one of their shows in Texas. Okay, why can't TNA have that? I mean, come on. Why can't they bring over Nagata and have him face Joe? Why can't they bring over any number of guys? Goto and have him face Joe. You haven't had Joe do anything in 3 years. You could have had just guy after guy from Japan coming in and feuding with Joe. And diehard fans would have been happy with that, and you didn't do it. And it went over so well that they're not working with you anymore. Apparently, that says that's brilliant and exciting. Wow. That's all I have to say. This company had Jack Evans show up in its company. He walked down the aisle and was one of the most over guys in that company like that before he even got in the ring. And then when he got in the ring, it was even more crazy. And they didn't sign him. The same thing with Jigsaw. He's been back, but didn't sign him. If you bring in these guys so that there is some, a little shot in the arm, so there's some excitement. When was the last time TNA brought in anybody whatsoever that brought any type of excitement into this company? Zero. Zilch. They can sit there and talk about the fact that they let all these people go, and that they're going to bring in new people. Who are they going to bring in? They haven't brought in anybody in who knows how long, and we're supposed to sit here and believe that they're going to bring in people. Give me a break. What TNA really needs to do is what Vince McMahon did. See, back in the day when Vince McMahon was about to go out of business, and was spewing the same tripe that TNA is spewing, and it's the same tripe that WCW was spewing right before they went out of business too. So take that for what it is. Vince McMahon made a decision. He made a decision that he could not afford to keep Bret Hart, and so he let Bret Hart go. Yes, it led to the Montreal Screwjob and all of that, but he let Bret Hart go. Guess what? Dixie or whoever needs to go to the people making a lot of money in that company and go, you know what? Call Vince. If you can get a better deal, if he's willing to sign you, we will let you go. No strings attached. All we ask is that, you do your 90-day no-compete, and that's it. Wash hands, be done. That's what they should do. Because unless they get rid of the people that they're paying too much money for, and there's a whole list of people on that roster they're paying too much for, including people I like, unless they get rid of those people, this company is going to be in horrible, 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 horrible shape. Horrible shape. Not much else to say. I just wanted to get on here and just kind of clear that I don't want to see them die. I really don't. I don't really care if they die. That's very sad, and that sounds very cold, but it's true because I don't want to see any of those guys out of a job. But I don't really care either. I honestly, I don't. But yay. By the way, you know, we got $150 so I can watch G1.